Oh my God. Ah, I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I really don't. I fully bled through my pants today. Didn't worry about it once. Because I was like, who's going to know? Nobody's going to know. And if somebody does know that I bled through my pants, they're going to know it was an accident. And they're going to feel sorry for me. So really, embarrassment isn't real. It's what you decide to be embarrassed by and scared of. My name is Rusenica. Welcome to my casual YouTube channel. Today, I wanted to talk about manifestation because I love manifestation and I love watching manifestation videos. So I'm going to make my own on how I manifested my job, which was my most recent, most impactful, casual, monumental choice about my life. If you don't know about my channel, I post anything casual or monumental related to life in general, whether that's my life or just something I feel like I want to talk about that could identify and connect with somebody. It's going to be up here. A little background on me. I recently graduated within this past year, like in May of 22 of this year, whatever this year is. I recently graduated with a degree, a bachelor's degree in communications and a minor in photography. Whoa. You know what's actually really disappointing? What's really disappointing is every time I say my major, I feel like it gets no sort of response or anything. The minute I mention my husband's age, the minute I mention anything about my husband and what he studies, people are like, what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Because my husband studies aerospace engineering and everyone is like floored at that. And I get it. It's really interesting. It's fascinating. He's smart or whatever. But it's like, I did some pretty remarkable things with communicating. Like, I did a cool speeches and stuff. Like, can we not give me my props? I originally went into college with the idea of being a photo major, and then I went to photo minor, and communications is just something that I liked because I loved my classes. I loved writing, even though I wasn't good at it. I loved speeches, even though I grew better at it. I was not good in the beginning. And all that to say, like, I went into college with having interests in things that I wanted to study. I didn't have a goal or a career plan about what I wanted to do. And I think it's really important to mention that because when you bring up something as monumental as manifesting a job, I think that some people are intimidated by like success stories. I'm intimidated by success stories because it's like, oh, well, that person has been manifesting and working for and training for the thing that they currently have because like life has just lined up for them perfectly. But there are some people who've just kind of, I feel like I just got very lucky in my circumstances. But I want to mention all of the background beforehand because I feel like it all plays into this large decision of me getting a job. Also, talk with your hands much. Anyways, all throughout college, although I valued my education and my classes, I more so was focused on working. Well, not more, but I loved to work because I loved to have money. I, for the longest time, have been very career focused, well, very job focused, because I think that there's so much value in doing a job and providing for yourself. There were so many jobs I had in high school and college that did not relate to each other, but kind of were all just tied together because I had an interest in them. So since I was maybe like 16, I have wanted to work. I have not gone without work until like this past summer when I was looking for jobs. So as I'm bringing up manifesting, I just don't want it to be misconstrued with like, oh, I manifested a job and I never worked before. Like, I manifested a job and I don't have any credentials. I manifested a job. I worked like 8 jobs in high school and college combined. And I valued work so much that I kind of let it take a little bit more value in my time than my education at times. I want to say manifesting post-grad, anything post-grad, to me, had to start before I graduated. I knew that it was going to take a long time to get a job post-graduation, especially in the job market that I graduated into. Everything post 2020, I feel like was great. It was looking up because a lot more jobs were being opened, and it was, post the job market crash when everybody couldn't get a job. But I was like in my head just thinking, I don't know if I'm going to get a job because it's scary. It's scary graduating college and not knowing what the heck you're gonna do. While I was a senior why do I keep saying high school? While I was a senior at college, I worked at my campus post office, one of the many jobs that I had. And while I was there, I started using different affirmations and visualizations in order to attract the energy that I needed to get the job that I was going to get after I graduated. I was so paranoid about not getting a job that I knew I had to have my energy up, and I knew that I had to change my mindset to be more positive so that I could align myself. I sound like the most spiritual woo-hoo. Like, I don't know, I'm new to this kind of, but at the same time, I also really respect it, so I am going to use the terms. I really wanted to be aligned with the frequencies that would get me a job. I needed to have high frequencies and high positivity so that I would be offered a job in the place that I wanted to be offered a job in. So as I was working at the campus post office my senior year, the last semester, I would sit at my desk and do my visualization. So I would sit at the desk. There was like a computer, a monitor, and I would sit and like when nobody was there and nobody was looking, I would sit and be like, and just picture myself typing at my future job, which is crazy because I have a desk job now, which kind of mirrors the setup that I had at the post office. But I would sit at the computer kind of like visualizing and manifesting my job post-graduation, be like, oh, I love this project that I'm working on. If you don't know, actually, let me put this before everything. I don't even think I can. If you don't know, in order to manifest, you have to affirm. Okay, first off, you have to give gratitude for the things that you're grateful for and acknowledge your life that you have like in front of you. When you give gratitude, you then can affirm and say, I am whatever the heck you want to be in the future. But when you say I am, it's different than I want, because you're kind of just affirming, this is what I'm going to be. This is who I'm meant to be. This is the path that I will take. And so some of the affirmations that I would do would be like, I am so happy to be working today. I am so happy that I get to go to work, that I get to leave my husband in my apartment and work from 9 to 5. That's what I would say, just to prep myself for the future. So I would do my little visualizations at the post office and just sit and visualize. I'm happy to be working. I am happy that I'm busy. I am taking a call. Just like, you have to be a little bit delusional and a little bit silly to visualize, to set up your future if you want it to look like that. Because I really did want to work an office job and work in administration, but I didn't know what it was going to look like. So I was just like, let me just like prep myself for what I'm going to be doing in the future. So I would do visualizations at work. And then on top of doing visualizations at work, I would go home to my dorm and just sit and maybe write and say, I'm so happy to, I definitely had a bunch of vision boards that would say, I'm so happy to accept this job offer. Or I would print out like a job offer picture and just think about how happy I would be to accept a job offer, knowing I had no idea about which job was going to be offered to me, what job I even wanted, what the heck was going to happen. And that's the thing with manifestation, is you have to visualize the outcome and forget about the how. The how will come to you once you say, this is so delusional, but if you're thinking to yourself, I'm gonna make an extra $10,000 this year. And if you don't want to put any more effort into your current routine that'll get you $10,000, like let's say if you own a shop, if you don't want to put any extra effort into the shop, but you do want to have $10,000 more dollars in your revenue stream, you just have to keep affirming and say, I'm going to get $10,000 more this year than I normally get without any extra effort. If you want anything, you got to start by saying it out loud and affirming that you're going to do these things, and then the how would just follow, whether it be through people, through opportunities that people give you, through motivation, through ideas that just like hit your brain. You have to start with the outcome, and then after the outcome is said and you just speak out loud what you want, everything else will follow. It'll be your motivation, it'll be the hard work from the motivation, it'll be everything. So what I was doing was just saying, I'm so happy to be working here. I didn't know where the heck I was going to be working. I didn't know what the heck I was going to be doing, but I knew that I was going to be sitting at a desk typing, happy that I was going to be working at whatever job I was working at. Because that's all I wanted. I envisioned like a salary, which I have the salary kind of what I want, but I more so was visualizing like how I was going to feel at work, because it really was up in the air about what the heck I was going to be doing. So if at the bare minimum, I just wanted to be happy doing administrative type things. That's why I was like, I'm happy. So I was visualizing beforehand and affirming at home mainly. Visualizing in the workspace was kind of like, well, I'm in work mode, so I'm going to visualize while I'm working, getting into those like work, getting into that work energy. So at home, like I said, I would put up little things that would be like, congratulations on your job. I would write myself like a check that would be like for your first paycheck. I would like write out what I wanted to see in my bank account, which would only get to me as I was working. You know, I would just prep myself for this life that I was going to live based off this job offer that I was going to get, because I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know the how, of course. So that's the thing, is you have to prep yourself for the outcome without fretting about the details of how you're going to get there. Me and my husband get married. We live in 2 different places. The one place that we lived in, Minnesota, I was searching for a bunch of jobs. Like, I probably applied for 40 to 50 jobs within this past summer. And it's a little bit discouraging. I will say I really tried to keep my motivation high, because I knew it was going to take that many applications, and I knew I wasn't even going to like every single application that I put in. I just was wanting to put in a job application because I wanted job security, and that's really what we all want, okay? Some of us don't want a dream job. Some of us just want to provide for our families. But a little bit of me was getting a little bit discouraged, like by like application like 30, just thinking, what if I never work again? Because my application looks so bad. What if I can't get a job? I would get a bunch of like interviews and things, but they just would go nowhere and the energy would be low, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, what if I'm unemployed forever? Until I saw the description of the job that I currently have. Once I saw that description, I was like, that's perfect for me. And it was perfect for me because it was advertised to somebody who had recently graduated, somebody who had worked in higher education. I worked at my campus post office, which is perfect. And somebody who just like had the skills that I had. And I was like, hold up. So then I applied to the job immediately. And a couple, maybe it was hours or a day later, I got an email saying, thank you for your application. We would like to interview you for this and this and this day. And I was like, oh my gosh, wild. And I remember the moment that I got that, because I took a video of myself. I can't even believe that I took a video of myself. I will try to find it, but I'll put it in. If I don't find it, obviously I won't put it in. But took a video of myself saying, I have an interview scheduled for this day. I'm going to do everything in my power to manifest this job. So from then on, when I got the job interview, I really did everything in my power. Like I affirmed myself. I was like, I'm so happy to wake up and to be at this job. And I would say the job title, and I would be closing my eyes, visualizing, telling people that I had this job. I would be talking to my husband and only positives about this job, no negative what ifs, nothing. And when the job interview came around, I remember looking at the girls who were interviewing me. It was like, the girls, I know all of them now. But I would look at the job interview, or I would look as I was being interviewed, and I just was only thinking positive things. Even when I was like, oh my goodness, some of my answers weren't good, I just was only thinking, they're going to give me the job. This is going to be great. This is going to be great for me. This is going to be great for Chris. A lot of the techniques that I used was simply just positivity. Some of the jobs I felt negative about, which is what I should have known, like I wouldn't have gotten them if I just was a little bit off about them. But I feel like the key factor into manifesting the job, into staying positive, was just visualizing the outcome. That's it. And I had the interview. Directly after the interview, they said it was gonna take a couple days to reach back to me, but it was within that next hour when I was talking to my husband that they offered me the job. And I was like, I knew it, but oh my gosh, this is crazy. Manifesting, I know that, okay, not a lot of people I can confidently say I know work harder than me. I've had many different jobs, but I do believe that all of the work that I put into manifesting and being in a positive mindset and working at my college and like visualizing and doing all this silly little manifestation and affirming, all of that led me to this specific job. I worked hard, but hard work can only get you so far, really. Connections, opportune times, and people also have to advocate for you, and that's how you manifest. That's why you manifest, because you can only work so hard, but you have to make certain connections, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And through manifesting that, I really do feel like I got it. But yeah, that's how I manifested my job. That was a little bit chaotic, but that's kind of what this channel is. If you want, you can watch the last video, but I will be uploading sometime soon.